Several years ago, a group of us decided we wanted to create a unique studio performance space. We acquired an old church building that was flooded in Hurricane Katrina and abandoned for 7 years. This became the Pinchurch, a combination vintage retro arcade and recording broadcast facility. It took us 2 years just to get the place functional. We did all the wiring, electrical, drywall, everything was DIY. When we first started building the studio, we had very limited resources, so everybody basically pitched in, did whatever they could. We even put our own roof on the building. Our audio system is equally DIY. We assembled an array of equipment from a wide variety of sources, along with some more modern systems, and started hosting concerts, cybercasts, classes, musical events, comedy, you name it, we did it. The Pinchurch is not just a studio. It's a unique, multi-purpose venue, and we need a device that's got some unique flexibility. When we first started doing this, there was very little technology that was available that really would come close to meeting our needs. So we cobbled together stuff from all different kinds of sources and made the system work. We've got a 12-channel board in the front of the house that was running through a 3,400-watt sound system up here. We have snakes buried in the attic that we had running into a control room in the back. We had all of these audio interfaces that were FireWire based because we really liked the preamps on them. And so we started hoarding them. They're not even being made anymore. So it was kind of hard piecing the system together to come up with something that we liked. Needless to say, while the setup worked, it was pretty clunky. And it was very difficult to manage in live situations because we're kind of like a shoestring operation here. And it's all volunteer run. So when we have live events here, we'll have somebody manning the cameras. We might not even have somebody in the control room. So it's not unusual that we'll kind of set up something for sound check and then we'll just kind of roll with it, and we're not able to check it during the live show because we've got limited people. And then of course during the live shows, if we need to tweak the mix, it was really a pain in the butt because we had the audio set up in the front of the house here, and it just was clunky. We've tried some all-in-one solutions in the past, and most of them just really weren't reliable, didn't peacefully coexist with the wide variety of equipment we had. It just didn't work well. So when PreSonus came out with a new line of products, especially the StudioLive 32R, that was very interesting. It was like the number of inputs, outputs, control groups, the flexibility you could get was like an answer to our prayers. We've been just super duper impressed with the technology and what it's been able to do for us. The ability to handle all the channel I/O, the flexibility of using the software, given us a lot of options and allowed me to do the work of like 4 or 5 people during the show seamlessly, easily. Now, you might think one of the reasons I'm into pinball machines is because I like old, obsolete technology, but that's not really the case. Pinball machines are works of art. They're beautifully crafted. They were designed to last forever. And I think PreSonus is the same way. This is not your typical modern electronic equipment. It's got planned obsolescence built into it, and a couple of years from now, you'll be throwing it away and getting something new. These guys have technology that they're betting on with the future of new technology. So this is kind of the base of the system that you will continue to enhance with more peripherals. And we're very excited about that. The StudioLive 32R is absolutely amazing.